Okay, we are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay and the amazing Urban Miarson. We have our first guest today. Been looking forward to this, and I can see the smile on Andrea's face.
You know how much I love these
Yes.
segments where that are chocolate or food related.
Yes, yes. Well, food is one thing. Chocolate just drives you up. Anyway, we have Jerry Swain, the Jer from Jer's Chocolates. Welcome.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Barry.
Great.
Andrea.
Are you always like the most popular guy in the room?
Only since I started chocolates. That's the whole thing. It's like the only way I could get friends or anything, I had to start a chocolate company.
Rewrite that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People with chocolate.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's kind of how it started, though, right?
Yeah. No, it's it's funny because it's the business started kind of backwards. I was working at IBM. And I had once a year, I had a party at Christmas time that raised money for the food bank that was centered around a chocolate peanut butter ball. So 200 people used to come in, dinner, dancing, lots of fun. 10:30, the chocolates would come out, and it was just a great time. And that kind of led down the road where my dad, 5 years later, the party went on for 10 years, and 5 years later, he said, what do you like doing? And I started telling him that, and he says, no, don't tell me what you want to do, tell me what you like doing, which were two very different things. And when I started telling him that I enjoy working with charity, I want to be close with the customer, I started telling him all these things. He says, well, have you ever thought about the chocolates? And I said, not really. And so anyway, he planted that seed, and that's kind of how the whole thing started.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. So you've been doing this for what, about 10 years now?
About 10 years, yeah.
10 years. And let's start out with what you do for the food bank.
Yeah, I served proudly on their board for 6 years, and we continued to support them. And it goes back to the roots of what we had, in the party before the business. I grew up in a food stamp family, and so I've always had a passion for the hungry and the food bank. So the food bank does great work here. They distribute over 20 million pounds of food a year. 1 in 6 people in San Diego County is in need, and they're distributing over 300,000 meals per month. So what we do every year is around the holidays is we have a special box that has the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank band on it, that for every box that's sold, we distribute monies that provide 25 meals to the community. So
for each box?
Yeah, for each box. So we have a lot of corporations locally that support this. Obviously, they want to keep the money in the community, and it goes back. And over the last couple of years, I think we're over 30,000 meals we've been able to donate back to the community through the funds.
That's awesome. Awesome. So 30, 40,000 meals. You work with, 70 or 80 different nonprofits around the county?
Yeah, we have something called our Jer's Cares initiative, where we try to work with worthy nonprofits. And, we're a small business, so we do what we can, but we like what nonprofits do. Having been on the board of several nonprofits, I know there's a tremendous amount of work that sometimes is thankless, but it's very passionate people about whatever the cause is, and we love that. And our community has a lot of those worthy nonprofits. So if we can do something collaboratively, donation, whatever, we try to do it.
Okay, great. Well, let's get to the good stuff. Okay. No, Andrea. I wasn't talking about opening the box.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
So tell us what makes Jer's Chocolates a little bit different than the other chocolate manufacturers on the market.
Yeah, sure. When I got into the industry, I didn't want to be a Me Too product. I really looked at what was out there, and there's so many great chocolates out there, right? So we noticed that there wasn't any premium peanut butter chocolate products. On the more pedestrian side of chocolate, 84% of all chocolates that are purchased in the United States, which is about $21 billion, have peanuts or peanut butter in them. So you think Snickers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, you go down the line, 7 of the top 10 candy bars have peanuts or peanut butter in them. But nobody had really premiumed that line. So what we did is we started using Valencia peanut butter, which is a very special, naturally sweeter peanut butter that is, as far as mixing it with chocolate, is the best tasting peanut butter you can find. Premium chocolates, all natural product, and our peanut butter combinations are with caramel, toffee, pretzel, crisp.
Wow.
And so our peanut butter collection is really our staple collection of what the business was founded on. We do other things. I brought some of our almond clusters here. We have a new line of product called Groupies coming out in January. We have some nice, chocolate circles that we have. So it's we do a little bit of everything, but I think people that are introduced to our product the first time go back to the roots of the peanut butter collection.
Right. Yeah, I know every time I go down to the airport, I see Jares of Solana Beach, I think it says down
Jares
there.
chocolates, yes.
Jares, yeah. So, I always grab a box to take them back to other people that I go see that don't have the good fortune of having Jares in their town. So, but you've actually gotten it a lot bigger. The distribution's pretty good now. Tell me how you distribute.
Well, we distribute. We have a direct-to-consumer business, which is our online business. We have catalog business. And of course, we have the stores in the airport and in Solana Beach. But we do a lot through distribution. We sell to a variety of companies, nationally, a lot of especially natural stores like Whole Foods and Fresh Market and those types of places. Cost Plus, we're in several airports and duty-free shops. So I think we're in about 38, 39 states now, and we're distributing to 4 countries outside the U.S. So it's been a fun ride being able to distribute your chocolate, outside the boundaries of Southern California.
Oh, just spreading the love, man. I love that. And I'm loving this book, too, that I got my hands on. Barry didn't even get close to getting this book when I first saw it. I had Tell Me Something Sweet, over 150 chocolate quotes. I love this. What made you decide to get into publishing now?
Yeah, no, thank you. Our gift boxes since the very beginning have always had an inspirational or fun chocolate quote in them. So we have 20 quotes in all of our gift boxes. So when you open up a gift box, it'll say 6 of 20. And so we've had such great feedback on that. And over the course of 10 years, we've collected all of these chocolate quotes. And so late last year, my wife and I were talking about what we're going to do with all these quotes. And I said, well, let's just put together a book. And so it's been a lot of fun. It's over 150 really fun quotes that we've been able to find. And it's a little gift book. And it's actually, this is the first place where we've even mentioned it. We haven't advertised it. We have done nothing with it.
You heard it here first on Close Up.
But, the whole idea with the book is it's fun because we give it to our buyers for gifts. But, we'd eventually like to utilize that as a fundraiser for nonprofits and stuff. So we're still thinking through how to do it. But it was fun putting it together. We had a lot of good help with the graphics and
I love it. And I have to read so far my favorite quote on behalf, and I have to read this for one of our sponsors.
Okay.
Because we're all about Alex and fresh, healthy vending. We want to keep it balanced. And as Jer says in his book here, hey, Alex, a balanced diet is chocolate in both hands. I love that.
Oh, well, you know what? If you want to get that book out in volume, all you have to do is get them to Andrea.
Everybody's going to know about it by the time we're done here.
Andrea, you would love the quote in there that's, man cannot live on chocolate alone, but women can.
Listen up, man. Urban's laughing because his wife would probably agree with that one, right?
Yeah, I think
she's here. She'd swipe all the samples right now.
Yeah, didn't we get Joanne all the chocolate samples at the last Feast at Fiddler's?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, a Bloomberg radio station. Streaming live on the web at financialnewsandtalk.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris. And our guest is Jerry Swain, the Jer from Jer's Chocolates.
The Jer.
Hey, Jer, I got a question. When you started, I know you have a sales background from your previous profession or career. Who did the marketing and all when you got started? Did you grab it and handle it yourself and start it off?
Most of it, yeah. There's a lot of stuff swirling through the small little cranium I have here on the marketing side, and so. But I also had a lot of friends from previous lives that were very supportive of the company, that were involved in marketing, and so they helped me understand what branding was and positioning and all those types of things. So, I cut my teeth the first 3 years learning a lot of things, but I was lucky to have a lot of friends in the industry that were able to guide me in the right direction.
Great.
Awesome. So
what's next?
Yeah.
What's next for Jer's Chocolates? Conquering the world.
Well, I don't know if we're going to conquer the world, but we want to continue with our mission. We're bringing out some new products, like I said, in January, called Groupies. So
now, what are those going to be?
They're a group of 3 ingredients: a nut, a chocolate, and some type of other flavoring. So we have a dark chocolate, almond sea salt flavor. We have a cashew coconut milk chocolate. We have a blueberry almond milk chocolate. We have about 4 different flavors coming out, so we're really excited about that particular product. We want to continue to grow our Jair's Cares initiative and get into more customers, reach out to our community. So we're continuing to work hard and have our little tiny small speck in the world. So it's fun.
Interesting. So did you start out as a retail store selling, or did you start out selling online and distribution elsewhere?
It was online, and it's funny because when I started, I really didn't know what I was doing. There's a lot I was learning from, and really what made me jump in with both feet is the buyer from Nordstrom here locally called us up. She had seen something we had done actually through a charitable organization, and she had gotten our chocolates at a party. And she called me in, and I brought in the chocolates, and she tasted them, and she said, I've been here for 17 years, and every year somebody brings me a beautiful, beautiful box of something with a really so-so product inside. And she said, you have an unbelievable product in a really so-so box.
You're like, thanks?
Yeah. So I'll never forget that because that was the beginning of us learning about packaging and those types of things. So I jumped in with both feet at that point. We changed the package and, we're able to get Nordstrom on board. So lots of stories like that. That's been real fun.
Yeah. So, well, I have to tell you that there are always 2 things that stand out for me at an airport. Whenever I go through the airport, when I'm coming through Philadelphia, there's always the soft pretzel stands. Okay, when I'm coming through San Diego, there's always Jair's chocolates. So.
And as Jair says, here's another quote from his book that I love: "Chocolate is the answer. Who cares what the question is?"
So do you find these quotes and put them in, or do you make most of them?
I find most of them. Okay. So there's a lot of great quotes out there. So we've scrubbed everywhere to find the best ones and pop them onto this book.
Yeah. Right. How much do your kids love having a dad who makes great chocolates?
Yeah, it's fun. Our daughter's 4 and our son is 6. And I'm not sure they really get it yet. They haven't seen the benefit of it. We just had Halloween that came by, and we actually give out, I'm afraid to say this, people are going to look at my address, but we give out some pretty decent-sized bars.
You give out your bars at
we
Halloween?
Do. Yeah, so
I'm not sending my son to your neighborhood.
Next year he's going to be like, I recognize that voice. That's Andrea behind that mask.
Yeah.
So
here for free chocolate.
We had 246 kids come to the house this
wow.
year. Yeah. So it's been really fun. We've only been there for a year and a half, so we don't know what that means. But the kids are just great. They're more into the sugary gummy worm type of stuff right now. But it's real fun. They I think when they get going to show and tell and more of that type of stuff, they're gonna really see the benefit.
If you put a Jair's sign on top of your house, then you'll probably have all the moms and dads knock on your door trick or treat.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're running short on time. Tell our listeners how they can find out more about you.
Well, the best place to go is the web, Jairs.com is the best place to find out more about Jair's Cares, our product line and such. They can come by our Solana Beach office, which is a store that's open Monday through Saturday. That's on Highway 101, 437 South Highway 101. We also have the airport store in Terminal 2, so if you're traveling over the holidays, you want to bring something back from San Diego, it's a great place to bring back a little piece of San Diego or bring something home on the way back.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
And help feed some San Diegans.
Absolutely.
By getting some boxes of Jair's.
The San Diego Food Bank boxes are available online as well as in the store in Solana Beach.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks
great.
so much.
Well, we're going to have to stay in touch and keep this message rolling with the holidays coming up and everything else. So that's great. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Great. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego business and people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find us on Facebook and let us know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.